What's up, YouTube? Fortune here, and I figure I'd start doing my deck profiles for the new format. These are decks I think will do decently well, and ones I could build. If you haven't been able to notice it now, it's a Fabled deck. I'm just calling it Fabled. A lot of people are calling it Chaos Fabled because of BLS, but really, Fabled's already ran Darks and Lights to begin with, so I figured I'd just call it Fabled. This is my take on it. Let me know what you guys think, and if you want any other deck profiles of decks you think will do good in the next format, let me know, and I'll see if I can make it a version of it to show you. Alright, so let's get started. One Kushano, great for you send it to the grave early. You can bring it up with Tour Guide, and then exceed into Leviathan, and then pop it or Levier. And then it's meant to be in the grave, so you can foolish it early too. So it's great, and it's an alternative to Sangan if you already drew into Sangan and you want to use this guy for Tour Guide. So double Ganashia. I wanted to run 3, but trust me, if you build the deck and you start putting monster lineups in, you'll find that it's really hard to fit certain monsters in, fit certain things in. So I'm only running 2. I think I'm running 10 Fabled, 8 or 10 or something like that, or 8 of them are discardable. They get their effects and stuff. So 2 Ganashia, easy access with this and Cerburrel to make Rajin, you know, whatever. So let's see, 2 Krus, 3's overkill. I don't see any real good Fabled decks out there anymore running 3 Krus. Effect's great, but like I said, it doesn't really, you need to be able to discard it, so I'd rather have cards I can discard to get its effect off. So discard this, bring back Grimro, discard this with Chawa's effect, bring back Grimro, instant Rajin, or whatever you want to do. Bring back Ganashia with Cerburrel. So next, 2 Cerburrel. Like I said, it's another one I wanted to run 3 of, but you can't fit it in. Unless you're not running the Tour Guide build, you can't fit the stuff in. Because Tour Guide alone, that's 4 spots, or 3 spots with the Sangan, which you should be running Sangan for the most part anyways. But, yeah, good card, gets its effect with Chawa. This and Ganashia's level is for Rajins. I know I'm speaking a lot about Rajin, but anyone that plays Fable knows that Rajin is very key in most games you play because it lets you keep your draws up and normally go for the OTK. So I wouldn't recommend 3 for the most part unless you really have a lot of discard fodder, but I had to cut back on the discarding, so I made the deck a little more stable now instead of just going pure OTK or lose. 2 Chawa. I used to run 3 and I like 3 a lot. But now with the easy access to Sangan, I can search this guy out at any time, and I run 1 for 1, so I think 2 will suffice. So, because you can search it out with Sangan, you can discard this and Cerburrel to drop 3, even though it's a weird combo. With Tengu, it makes it a lot better. You can discard this and Ganashia for an instant Unicorn. So, 3 Grimro. Basically, your Charge of Light Brigade, I guess you could say, for Fabled. I think you need to run 3 of this guy no matter what, because this is also easy access. If you got like a dead Ganashia in your hand, you got a Fabled on the field, you can go discard, search Chawa, and then discard Ganashia, special summon Chawa, and then bring out Ganashia, and then it's easy instant access to level 8 or Rajin. So 3 I think is a must, and it just looks cool anyways, but 3 is a must in my opinion. Yeah. Broken. This card is basically gonna make the format. Everybody in almost any deck out there will be running BLS, and this card was hard for me to get because I didn't have any BLSs when it came out the ban list, so this damn thing cost me a fortune to get it. But whatever, you gotta get it. You gotta get it, right? So this card is stupid, really stupid. I played in the formats before when this guy was legal, and they were stupid formats as it was. This card is stupid. I mean, okay, yeah, you got Veilers and stuff now, but whoop-de-doo, you Veiler it, it's still a 3000 beater. Not very many people are going to be running defensive traps anymore due to the heavy back row destruction, so this guy's stupid. That's all I'm going to say, he's stupid. Would I not use him? Definitely not. But he's stupid. What's next? Gorz. This is a last minute thing. because this deck doesn't have room for Veilers or anything like that, and since it runs like no defense whatsoever, I think I might have a Book of Moon in there, but maybe I don't. I don't remember. This deck has like no defense, so if you can't OTK them before they start making a push, you want to have the chance of possibly having defense, and this guy pretty much stops them in their tracks. So, and he works really well with Glow Up Bulb and Chawa, because you can just mill or special summon Glow Up, mill, and then make instant 8s. So, and he's another dark. Glow Up Bulb. This is like the only non-Fabled tuner I think I run, actually. Yeah, it's the only non-synchro or non-Fabled tuner that I run. Glow Up Bulb is just good. It's an extra thing you can discard. It doesn't have any special effect when you discard it, but it's something you want in the grave in a sense. And it's a 1-for-1 target. So, and it can make, it lets you abuse like Librarian. You got Tengu and this in the grave. You go special, mill, make Librarian, and then Fable, like Rajin, and then draw 3 and everything. So, I think, or maybe no, you maybe only draw 2. I don't know the exact ruling. I could check it out. 3 Tengu. It's a must in this deck. It just nets you so many pluses with all the tuners that you can special summon like crazy. So, and it's one of the very few beaters you have in the deck. So I suggest running. You need to run these in the deck. Even if you don't have the tour guides, you still need to run these. Easy access to level 5s and everything. So, Sangan goes great with these. These stupid $200 each cards now apparently. Kind of glad I picked up a bunch of mine beforehand. I'm still looking for one more if anybody has one. I know if they want like 180 to 200 for it in trade, I will give it to them because I need one more for the 2 play sets. So since I was kind enough to trade one to somebody I knew, but whatever. Yeah, great engine. You can grab Sangan, you can grab Kushano. Best open play is summon this. Bring Sangan, make either Leviathan, then pop and search for Chawa and possibly go with a combo right there. Or make Levier with Gold Sark and then just go nuts on them. So, good card. Very good card. Really broken card. Yeah, that's about that for that. What's that? One Tricky. I used to never run Tricky, and it came to my attention that you sometimes draw hands that are kind of dead, and you have no way to discard. So drawing this with a bunch of like tuners like Cerburrels and Ganashias is actually still pretty good. Because even though you can't really do a lot with it, it still gives you the extra special summon fodder. And it's easy access to Bryanak with level 1 guys or Black Rose or whatever you want to do. So I'm just running one. I don't know if it's going to stay in there, but I don't even know if I'm going to run this deck. I just figured I'd build it to show you guys. I'm more leaning towards agents and plants right now, so, and zombie. So, but I figured I'd show you this. I don't know if you tech one. It's like I said, it's also easy. It gives you access to Arcanite with Cerburrel. So, and Arcanite is a beast. Even in this format where there's not a lot of back row, he's still a beast. So, oh well, spellcaster, but you know what I mean. And double Snipe Hunter. I was running 3, but like I said, with Tour Guide and Sangan, you have easy access to it now. So I figured you'd go down to 2 and it wouldn't hurt. This used to do a lot more because people would main or side D-fissures and everything, and this helped you deal with the back row before you pressed. But now that you won't see as much out of play around anymore with all the MSTs and heavy storms, this guy is still good for getting rid of the big beaters like Stardust and everything. So, and they can't negate with Stardust because at the time of his effect activation, it's unknown if he'll destroy or not. So, I think 2 is good. So, that's the monsters. I think there's 24. Yeah, 24 monsters. Oh, maybe 25. 24 or 25, I can't remember exactly. I'll have a deck list in the description anyways for you to check out. Mind Control. You got so many tuners. Why not? And you're running 2 level 3 exceeds, so if it comes down to the situation, you can always exceed their level 3 guy and go take their Sangan before they get a chance to exceed with it or something. And then just don't pop it for a little while, forcing them to have to force through something to get the Sangan's effect off. So, double Instant Fusion. This card just makes crazy levels 3 and 4 really easy. It's all about being able to drop your synchros as easy as possible, and Instant Fusion is one of those things. So, I would suggest running 2. One, you could probably get away with one fairly easy too, so. Because it gives you easy access to Darkfire and Dragoness, which is, with Dragoness and Cerburrel is 5, and with Darkfire and Chawa is 5, so. Monsterborn, staple, always will be. Here's something you don't see in a lot of Fabled decks. Double Gold Sark. This is mostly in there to search out your key cards, your Heavy Storm, your BLS. You don't usually search out single Fable guys or anything. But I have this in there also for the Tour Guide combo because I think it's like, I think 2 Gold Sark is basically a staple in most decks that run Tour Guide now. Because you go Tour Guide into Sangan or Kushano, make Leviair, and then Gold Sark into something and bring it back. And you could do crazy things. It's an easy access to like Reborn Tengu and everything, so. I don't know if this will work, you can test it, but like I said, I've been playing Agents, and I've been playing Planets, and Gold Sark, and the Tour Guide combo just works amazing in both those decks, so I figured I'd try it in this one too. What's next? One Heavy Storm. Yeah, I'm glad this card came back, but not with 3 MSTs. I think that's a little extreme back row hate, personally. And then to hit Royal Oppression is like, I mean, it's good for people that run this deck because Royal Oppression was a real key killer for this deck, but it's like, that's a lot of spell and trap removal. I've been playtesting the format for like the past, since the list literally came out on Dueling Network, and I've wrecked basically every GB deck I've played against, hands down. They can't keep back row against me no matter what, even with Starlight Road, because I never seem to draw this card, but I always draw these. It's just, it's like, back row decks have kind of died, and it's kind of disappointing, but what are you gonna do, right? 1 Avarice. It hurts that this went to 1 for this deck. It really does. That's why I made the deck more control oriented and less OTK-ish, because you're not always gonna have the Avarice to reshuffle your hand back and draw lots of cards. So, like I said, it's a staple now, 100% sure in this deck. So, good card nonetheless, though. Foolish and 1 for 1. These are basically must in this deck. This can get you, this instantly gets you Kushano to the grave or Glow Bulb. I know it's not a lot of targets, but you want those in the grave, and with BLS around now, if you need that random dark or something, you can send it. And 1 for 1, you've got a lot of targets. You got Glow Bulb, you got Double Chawa as targets. And like I said, it keeps the speed up for the deck, so. And Kushano in the grave is actually really good, because it gets a lot of things going. And the traps. 3 Reckless Greed. That's all I run for traps. Like I said, this deck's really tight in terms of size because you got so many monsters, you can't fit a lot of anything else in. But Reckless Greed lets you speed up the deck. So it gives you the OTK potential, but at the same time, you've still got stability with other stuff in the deck, so. I'll show you the extra deck now. 1 Dragoness. Instant level 3 with instant fusion. Basically, this in Chawa is Rajin or Librarian. This in Cerburrel, or no, sorry, this in Cerburrel is Rajin or Librarian. This in Chawa is Unicorn. And you can do some strange combos with this, and it's level 3, so you can make exceeds with it really easily. So if you summon Torga Day Veiler, you can still make the exceed guy and do your Gold Star combo. So 1 Leviathan. Basic staple level 3 exceed. You'll see this in almost everybody's extra deck now because it's just amazing. Even if they change the ruling, it's still a really good exceed card. So 1 Leviair, great with the Gold Star combo. These are personally my only 2 level 3s I use. Are these 2? I don't think you need anything. Well, I don't think there is anything else out right now, anyways. I could be wrong though. I don't know. I don't remember exactly. 1 Darkfire Dragon. I only use a 3 and a 4. I don't use the 5 like some people do. The Musician King to help you make Arcanite and everything. But this in Chawa is Rajin, and this in Cerburrel is Bryanak, or Librarian for this in Chawa. So this in Glow Up is Librarian and everything. So I think you need this. You need as easy access to Rajin as possible, but still at the same time it's also good. So. What else we got? 1 Unicorn. I had to cut the armor arm because I was really short on space, so you'll see I cut a bunch of things. Unicorn I think is more of a staple. It's his it's not the easiest. His effect isn't the greatest because even though you might get their hand size down, he's awesome if you bring him out top decking, like you've got one card and they draw top deck into a card, in a sense. But really, they could just screw up your combo. They could just set a spell or trap and then activate the same spell or trap. So, but like I said, he's also bigger, and it's really hard to make level 4 without using Chawa. So, Trip Rajin, staple. You use these guys a lot, so I think you definitely need them. Draw 2 if you draw up to 2 cards in your hand. So you basically empty your hand, set your back row, even if they're bluffs. Bring out Rajin, then draw 2, and then you can activate your back row. So he's a definite key in this deck for sure. 1 Librarian. That cuts over my level 5s. You do a lot of synchroing, so he's great, and he's basically staple in every extra deck nowadays. So I don't run Catastrophe because I had to drop it, sadly enough. But you've got 4 level 5s there. Cat is great, but you don't really need it. 1 Brio. Staple level 6. I don't use any other level 6s because can't fit it. 1 Black Rose, staple level 7, and yeah, basically nuke the field, then special, blah. 1 Wyvern, he OTKs on his own, basically. You get a clear field, you go and you make a Rajin, whatever, attack, and drop him down to like 57 or whatever. He suddenly gains 2300 attack, so it's like, bam, and then he goes up even higher, so. And since this deck doesn't run warnings or anything, you don't really pay life points, and it doesn't even run solemn. So this guy can OTK on his own if you play in the field properly. So I don't run Ancient Fairy because of space, and this deck does get hurt, but Gravekeeper got hurt a little because of the Trip MST and the Heavy Storm now. So my 8 Stardust. If you notice, I didn't run Arcanite even though I was mentioning it. I had to cut Arcanite at the last second, so. You can run it, there's no harm in it, but like I said, I cut it at the last second. 1 Stardust, 1 Scrap Dragon, and Trish. So that's the deck. Let me know what you guys think. Comment it in the box below. Like I said, I'll have deck lists. Write the deck for me if you want. Like I said, give me ideas for other decks if you want. I'm going to have a few more posting over the next couple weeks or so. I may even post more than one in during one day or something like that, or within a period of like a couple days. So. Alright, and I'm out.